YouTube isn't too happy with calls for it to be included in Australia's teen social media ban. So, what's been going on? Here's to Tender with more.
I use YouTube like almost every day.
I use it basically every day. I'm normally fishing, spearfishing and water activities.
I tend to watch like crochet content as I love crocheting.
Yup, a lot of young people are big fans of YouTube. In fact, 73% of Australians aged between 13 and 15 use the platform. But the eSafety Commission wants it added to the government's social media ban.
The most prevalent used by children, and correspondingly, it's where they achieve the most amount of harm.
According to the Commission's new research, nearly 2 out of 5 children have come across harmful content on YouTube. The platform was originally part of the social media ban, but the government changed its mind, saying YouTube is an important educational platform that a lot of people rely on.
In my classroom alone, we use a lot of YouTube videos for math, English, literacy, just all around that. If we can't figure out a problem, we can go back to the lesson and click on the videos.
YouTube has pushed back, calling the eSafety suggestion a direct contradiction of the government's decision, and urging them to stick with the original plan. So, what do you guys think?
Keep YouTube and never get rid of it.
It's not really like the others. I wouldn't really consider it as a social media.
I don't think it should be banned for people under 16, only because you can use it for educational resources, which also benefits a lot of people.
Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez have decided to move their wedding after weeks of big protests in Venice. It was set to take place in this medieval former religious school in the Italian city of Venice, but locals weren't too happy.
The problem is the system. We think that one big billionaire can't rent a city for his pleasure.
Protesters say that the wedding shows how Venice has put tourists ahead of locals who are facing housing shortages and high cost of living, with some saying the city is being exploited by outsiders. Now it seems Bezos and his guests have listened, moving the wedding to a more isolated part of the city. Aussie teen sprinter Gout Gout has smashed a new record overseas. So how good is this sprinting sensation? Here's Justina to tell us.
And he gets there! Gout takes it by a metre!
Yep, Gout Gout has crushed the 200 metres at his first senior international event, smashing his national record by 200ths of a second. And it's got a lot of people talking.
Australian sprint
Gout Gout
superstar.
delivers
another national record.
So, who is Gout Gout anyway? Well, he's a 17-year-old sprint star born in South Sudan and has grown up in Brisbane. And ever since he got into sprinting at school, he's been smashing national records. He's the holder of the Australian under-16 records in both the 100 and 200 metres. And at 16 years old, he became Australia's fastest 200-metre runner after clocking 20.04 seconds at the Australian All-Schools Athletics Championships, a time that is faster than what Usain Bolt ran at that age. Yep, faster than Bolt, who is arguably the greatest sprinter of all time. So, what's next? Well, he's been confirmed for Australia's team for the World Championships in Tokyo in September. And many are hoping he could one day become Australia's first male Olympic gold medalist in sprinting.
Now get ready, because we're about to turn on the waterworks. First to these divers in New South Wales, who've given the world its very first glimpse of the long-lost SS Nemesis, a ship that sunk over a century ago. The 73-metre vessel disappeared in 1904 during a violent storm, while carrying coal from Newcastle to Melbourne. Now it's a home for heaps of fishies. Next, we're travelling overseas to Philadelphia Zoo in the US, where keepers are helping their animals stay cool by freezing their toys, food, and spraying them with water. That is the face of pure relief. A rare June heatwave is bringing historic high temps across a lot of eastern USA, with Philadelphia declaring a heat emergency. And finally, to Katy Perry's most recent concert in Perth, where she might have caused waterworks. Safe to say Katie's not a fan of the Labubu trend, but it's fine, because she handed Tim Tams out afterwards. Oh, thanks, Katie. Well, that's all we have time for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.